Dear Platinum, we need to talk again. Why are you such a problem child? The platinum to gold ratio is now 3 to 1. That's crazy. Reduced market sentiment against this metal, the catastrophic collapse of its industrial demand within the automotive sector, and just the fact that it's not as good as gold has really collapsed this metal over time.
Well, I'm not often to admit that I'm wrong, but maybe I was just a little bit wrong. I made that video 8 months ago, and it was when platinum was pretty cheap, quite frankly, and the ratio was over 3 to 1. In fact, it peaked at 3.5 to 1. Now, currently, the ratio today is nearly 2 to 1, just under, in fact. And of course, when you look at the actual platinum price, well, it's doubled and more, in fact, in a very short period of time. And in fact, over a year, it's up 132%, which actually beats silver. Oh, only just. It was earlier today when I was looking at platinum, and it was actually more than silver. So, was I wrong? Well, it's a difficult thing to really kind of admit when you are wrong. I don't think I was fundamentally wrong about platinum being a dead metal, because still when you compare it to gold, which is what you really should be comparing it to, it's still undervalued. It's still less than the price of gold, which doesn't make any sense to me. And when you put in perspective that at the time when I was buying platinum, which would have been about 5 years ago, just before 2000, in fact, it was longer than that. You know, goodness me, I've been stacking a while. I bought some platinum back in like 2018 when it was 600. It's tripled now. But at the time of me making that video, it hadn't done anything. And so I would much rather have had the gold or silver. So I think it's a really interesting time right now for precious metals generally, and for precious metal content creators, especially when you look back at some of the videos that we've done over our tenure on YouTube about platinum and silver. And now the prices that we're seeing today are mad. Really is crazy. Look at this, £55.56. I know for you in the US, the dollars makes more sense, but look at that, a nice round 75. Filming this as a quick little thing on Boxing Day. There was a bit of a spike first thing in the morning. There's a lot of talk about the Chinese silver futures and the COMEX and the shortage of supply and all of the problems that are facing the world of silver right now. And as I will always say, I suppose on this channel, whether I'm right or wrong about platinum, about silver, about gold prices, where things will be at certain points in the future, quite frankly, I don't care, because I have silver, I have gold, I have actually not that much platinum left now. I did sell some of my platinum, and you can't live with regrets. You can't. In fact, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video was, and not in a bad way, somebody made a comment on one of my videos that they'd sold some of their platinum around the time I'd made that video here where we say platinum is a problem child and it's not got a future. And they sold it around here. Now, it depends what you do with the money, but if you'd gone and put all of that money into, say, silver at this time, you would be probably better off than platinum. Let's just check that though before we make such claims. So if we go to the silver charts and we have a year and we look at roughly where things were about a year ago for, well, about the time I made that video in March, £25 an ounce, you'd have doubled your money since then if you'd have stuck, or if you'd sold and gone to silver. If you'd have stuck with platinum, I actually think maybe you'd have been better off. So maybe I do need to admit defeat here. If you'd sold your platinum about 700, yeah, you'd have more than doubled your money in that time period. So who knows? Nobody does. I guess that's the whole point of my channel and video, is that we don't know where things are. I'm just a guy who talks about shiny things on YouTube. And I know the person who watched the video, this one here, about platinum, is it even still a precious metal? And sold? Well, that's their decision. And ultimately, you shouldn't live with regrets, because if you do put your money back into other things that will go up, that's the most important thing. Now, I've been getting a lot of comments about silver, about gold, about platinum, about whether now is the right time to sell. And I'm going to give my thoughts on that, in that any silver I have right now, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to sell it. I don't even want to sell my my precious metals from a business perspective, let alone my stacking perspective. It's just a crazy, crazy time. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. And my concern is about resupplying for my business, where that will be in the future. There is a lot of problems in the market right now in terms of supply, in terms of accessing the right kind of material over a short period of time. Prices will go up, and you've I've seen it a number of times. There's a lot of posts on the silver forum and stuff, where they've bought silver from less than reputable dealers and third parties and pawn shops and things like that, because it's up for sale and they haven't updated the prices, and it takes a couple of weeks, and then suddenly, over a month period, you look at this, and if you've ordered something a month ago in silver and it was £40 an ounce, why would they finally ship it to you at £55 an ounce when they could cancel the order and resell it to somebody else? And that is unfortunately happening. There are a lot of less than scrupulous dealers out there, and this unfortunately plays into part of the problem with the supply chain issues, like the raw mint and such. Not criticising the raw mint. I know I've criticised the raw mint a lot in the past, but this is not the raw mint's fault. But there are opportunities that people are taking advantage of, whereby they're selling something, saying it's a pre-order, then they're blaming raw mint or various other supply issues, and then they're gouging the price and upping the price. It is an interesting time, but it's also a time where people take advantage quite a lot. And if we go back over these last charts here, we've got to look at this and think at some point things are going to break. Sometime, somewhere, somehow, things are going to come back down. We've seen spikes in 2011 here. This is nothing like, look at this. Just look at the difference. This is not sustainable. Not financial advice. And if that means you go and sell all your silver and then in a month's time, in a year's time, it'll be £100 an ounce, I don't know. What I will say from my perspective is, I'm not selling my silver at all. I don't want to sell any of my silver. It's really crazy. Just look at this spike. Look at this spike. We can but only look at the history about what might come in the future. If we do the dollar spikes are less accentuated because of the price of the currencies, but this ain't sustainable, ladies and gentlemen. Something's got to break. Now, where will it end? Where will it end up? I think we're going to see a new line sitting around $50, $60 maybe. This could go to 80, 90, 100, and then it would fall back down to 50. I can't see it less than $50 at all forever. But that spike will come down, and we'll see it. I don't know when. Look at this, $4 an ounce. Wow. 20x on your investment when it gets to 80, 18, sort of 16x here. Mad. So yeah, is platinum a dead metal? Probably still just about. Maybe if you'd bought it 8 years ago, you're still not even getting the best returns compared with stuff like gold. But at the same time, it's starting to look pretty good in the short term, but be very careful. Is silver a good investment right now? God knows. Who knows? I don't know. I know that I'm not selling my silver because I think there's more potential for silver in the long run than there is to make a profit on it. So yeah, tough times, weird times, strange times. Happy Christmas. I hope you've all had a fantastic Christmas and break. We've got one more video before the end of the year, which is going to be very exciting. I don't know quite what we're going to do, because this is kind of the video I wanted to make for the new year, but with the price movements that are happening right now, I thought I'd just have to share some comments on it because it's pretty crazy. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a happy weekend, and we'll see you on New Year's Eve for a Precious Metal Ramble. That's it. As always, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.